Welcome investors! Today we are going to be talking about Intel stock. So during this video I'm going to talk a little bit about the Intel in comparison with Nvidia, and also I will show you my Intel stocks, how they are doing right now after almost a year, and then I will talk a little bit about this, if Intel will be able to recover and catch up with the leaders of semiconductors industry. All right, let's do this. So Intel right now is 37% up from the beginning of the year. This is a great gain, but Nvidia is 209% up this year. Huge difference between Nvidia and Intel. Nvidia earnings per ratio is 246, Intel is 16, so it looks like there is some room for growth for Intel. Let's take a look at the comparison for 5 past years. Intel grew only 5.26% for past 5 years, but Nvidia grew 266%. Huge difference, huge difference. So looks like Intel is far behind Nvidia and the rest of the pack of the semiconductor industry leaders. But there is a light in the tunnel. Intel is working really hard on revitalizing the production. Intel is building new factories in Poland, in Germany, in Ireland. Actually, they have already facilities in Germany and in Ireland. They're expanding. In Poland, this will be a new facility which Intel will invest around $4.6 billion. Besides that, Intel is also investing heavily into the factories in United States. So the question is if the Intel can catch up with the leaders of the production of semiconductors industry around the world, because basically there's only two leaders, Samsung and Taiwanese semiconductors manufacturer. Some people say that Intel is so far behind, like when you start running marathon and the first guy is already 10 miles ahead and you're starting to run. It's really hard to catch up on the guy which is 10 miles in front of you, but it is possible. It is very hard. I've never run marathon, but it is possible. So Intel is trying to do the same thing. For past more than 5 years or 10 years, Intel neglected the production. They were outsourcing chip manufacturing to TSM and other companies. Now they decided to do big turnaround. Plus, there is a huge boost from the US government. There was a CHIP Act signed by President Biden. There is around $50 billion which government is going to spend on the chip industry because it is becoming the strategic value product. War in Ukraine caused that chip manufacturing is something which is considered as the safety, security of the nation, because China, as we all know, stays on the side of Russia. And on one side you have Russia and China, and on another side you have United States, Europe, and Western countries. So in case if this war cause more division between West and China, West would like to have their own manufacturing facilities where they can manufacture chips and they don't have to rely solely on Taiwan, because Chinese president said that within 5 years he would like to get back Taiwan because he considers this as a part of China. Not only him, but entire China is considering Taiwan as a part of China. And it used to be part of China, but the guys just decided to be independent and they don't want to be anymore part of China. So Taiwan and Samsung, great companies manufacturing semiconductors, but US would like to have their own facilities, their own production, and of course Intel would like to be a number one who is leading the charge and would like to come back to the top. If this is going to happen, we will see. We'll see. Intel is trying really hard. Couple more points about Taiwan. Even if China decides to invade Taiwan, it would be very hard to do this. But what they can do the same thing like Russia did to Ukraine. They can destroy completely Taiwanese infrastructure. And with this infrastructure destroyed, Taiwanese semiconductor manufacturer could be destroyed. So in my opinion, Intel is a better choice. Maybe as of right now, as you can see, other companies in semiconductor industry are way up than Intel, but Intel slowly, very slowly is catching up. So my holdings of Intel when I was buying them a year ago, they were down around 30%. Right now they're up around 6%. So Intel recovered. But I'm holding Intel as a very long-term investment. At least another 10-15 years. And so far Intel has been paying really great dividends, and I'm really happy with those dividends. So I'm gonna keep the Intel as a long-term shot. It's not something which I would like to flip quickly and get my rewards. I'm holding Intel long-term because I think that geopolitical situation, like I mentioned earlier, war in Ukraine, is going to cause that Western countries are going to focus on placing the manufacturing facilities for semiconductors within the countries which are friendly towards the West and United States. So that's why I think Intel is, in my opinion, is a good investment. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm not going to liquidate this. I'll update you within a couple months how my Intel shares are doing. You can see my previous videos about Intel when my shares of Intel were down around 30%. But like I said, they recovered. Right now around 6% up, and they're slowly climbing up. So please let me know, what do you think is going to happen with semiconductor industry in the future? Of course, a big thing is artificial intelligence, and this is something which is of course boosting semiconductor industry, because this AI is based on semiconductors, and those semiconductors have to be produced by someone. And of course Samsung, of course TSM, and of course Intel. Of course Intel, if they turn around the things and if they catch up with the technology with TSM has, because they are a couple steps ahead of Intel already. They're already couple steps ahead of Intel, but Intel is trying hard. It's trying hard to catch up. We will see. Time will tell. So please let me know, what do you think about this, what's going to happen with semiconductor industry, where this industry is heading, and where Intel is going to be placed within this industry. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much, like always, for spending your time with me. I really appreciate your time. If you like this video, please give me a thumb up, share this video all over the social media. I highly appreciate your help. Thank you so much again. Stay healthy and well.